Hey, it's Sean from the driver's perspective, and I wanted to do a quick video about what to bring with you to Autocross, or how to pack for Autocross. When I was getting started, I wish there was a video like this, and hopefully it helps you out. If you have questions about what to bring, let me know in the comments below. But this is kind of what I put in the trunk of the car every time I go down to the stadium. Starting with hand tools, I always pack at least the essentials for hand tools. You might not need them, but that's okay. It's better to have them and not need them. When you find out, maybe a bolt that you had taken off and put back on when you swapped your suspension out has started backing out, at least you have the tools to remedy that and your day won't be over. So really crucial to have these. In addition, if you have a specialty tool you need, let's say you need two 17mm wrenches like I do to adjust your end links. Okay, well, why would I want to do that? Well, what if I'm in grid and I decide, you know what, the balance of the car isn't right. I need to swap those end links to a different hole on the sway bar. You might need to lengthen or shorten that end link. So that's why I always bring stuff like this. An inspection flashlight, also really good in case you spring a leak or you're trying to solve a problem. It's good to have a light. I know it seems silly, but these are like the little things that will change your life, I promise. Another thing that I like bringing, coilover wrenches or spanner wrenches. Another way to change the balance of the car. If you decide in between run groups, you know what, the car is pushing, you can add a little rake to the car, raise the rear ride height. It's little things like this that will separate you from those who just show up to play, and if you want to win or get better. These are just small tweaks. On top of the tools, always bring a jack. You might need to rotate your wheels, you might need to pop a wheel off because maybe there's a rock wedge between your brake pad and your rotor, whatever it may be, bring a jack. Jack handles also double as hood props, breaker bars, and they serve a couple of functions, so you'd be surprised how useful this can be. And always bring jack stands. I don't care who you are, always bring jack stands. You don't want the car falling on you. I've seen cars fall off jacks at Autocross, so just bring these and throw them under the car. I think enough said about that. I also like bringing a star wrench. It makes breaking the lugs loose super quick and easy. For taking wheels off, torque wrench is essential. Unless you have a well-calibrated torque wrench right here, use a torque wrench. It'll save you from snapping a stud. I've seen people do that, especially when they first get started. You don't quite have a feel for whatever, let's say what 85 foot-pounds feels like. It's okay, you'll get there. But it's always good. I still use it. It just makes it easy for me when I'm half asleep in the morning sucking the coffee down. I can just use the torque wrench. So a quality torque wrench also goes a long way. You don't need to spend $1 million on one, but don't completely cheap out. I've used the cheap ones. They always break and they're not quite as accurate, so just get a decent one. Craftsman makes okay stuff, something like that. Electric impact, if you have to take something off, wheels or another part, this makes life way easier. Work smarter, not harder. These are inexpensive. You can get these just about anywhere, Amazon, Lowe's, whatever you like. Just get yourself something that works and you can depend on it, right? Speaking of tires, tire pressure gauge. I feel like this is pretty obvious, but I like analog tire pressure gauges. I don't like digital ones. Digital ones will fail you the worst time possible. Mine, I was using, the batteries were always dying. It was basically useless, so analog tire pressure gauge. I like Longacre, but any brand really works as long as it's not 99 cents. You want something accurate if you're setting your tire pressures. And when it comes to setting tire pressures, there's a couple schools of thought. You can certainly set them by feel, but the quicker way and the right way is using a tire pyrometer. It uses a probe that actually sticks into the rubber. Using this on your own can be a little challenging without a helper. It's doable, but you have to act fast. You have to get tire temperatures pretty much as soon as you come in from the track with it blazing hot. So use your phone or a notepad to record your tire temperatures, and then you can adjust your tire pressures and also your alignment, because tire temperatures will tell you quite a bit about what's going on. This is more of an advanced user thing, so if you're just getting started, don't worry about it. Set your pressures so you know that you're not getting greasy after a couple laps. You can always ask for help with this kind of thing. But again, this is something that's nice to have once you start getting serious about it. Tire chalk is also good to have. If you rotate your wheels, you can mark where they've been and where they're going. So another little trick. And to top it off, gloves, spare quart of oil, some shop towels, painter's tape, quick detailer if you need to wipe the car down before you throw your magnetic numbers on. That's important so you don't scratch your paint. And this is the biggest pro tip of the video. This is not like sponsored or anything. This is just awesome stuff. It's Mother's R3. It removes cone marks and tire marks. Like if you're at a racetrack, your car gets peppered, you're following a car, it'll get rubber off the car immediately. It's awesome. It's not harsh on the paint. So this is a good little trick. Of course, if you're heading outdoors, you know, it's smart to bring a chair, like bring a cheap folding chair, some water, maybe some food if your event doesn't provide food, sunscreen, the essentials. That's pretty easy stuff to think about, but don't forget it either, because if you don't have that, it can be pretty awful. A hat, actually, that's probably the other thing that I always consistently forget is a hat. If you're out working on course and you're shagging cones, you want one of those big sun hats. It'll keep you a lot more comfortable standing on the tarmac. But that's pretty much it. Going to the track is a whole nother story. I will do a separate prep video on what to bring with you to the track. I probably bring 2-3 times as much stuff, including spare wheels and all sorts of other stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you the next time.